How's it fucking going, guys? Today we're gonna make a fucking video shitting on Home Sweet Home. Because devs today just can't seem to make fucking good games. I know it's an early access game, I know it just came out, so I'm not gonna hit it too fucking hard, but there are certain things that they should never have fucked up with, especially with the level of quality that the game perceives itself to be at. Like, these are things they should have nailed down way before the game even started. Alright, so first fucking thing that we're gonna talk about, hit reg. Hit registration. Man, I'm really fucking passionate about this one. So I'm going to show you a clip on the fucking right here where it's going to be Dead by Daylight. And essentially what it is this is going to be how the killer gets a hit in this game, right? You're going to see how the killer goes in for a swing. He sees, or I guess we'll start from the really beginning. You'll see a survivor. You'll move towards the survivor, predict his movements, go for the swing, aim himself as he's swinging, and when the melee weapon touches that survivor, what do you know? You deal damage, right? Simple, basic shit. It's like 2 + 2. Fucking everybody knows the answer, right? It's basic shit. But when you play this fucking game, look on the left over here, check this out. When you move towards the hit and you initiate the hit, what do you know? It misses. You predict the movement correctly, you walk towards them correctly, you hit the engagement correctly, but their shitty hit system is based on where were they when you initiated the attack. Because that's right, gentlemen. When you go to punch someone in real life, their face has to be where your fist is the moment you raise your fist. Otherwise, that person just isn't there. Your arm will pass through like it's nothing. It doesn't exist. Your arm? What's that? Fists? Punching? Pfft, never heard of such thing. That's fucking a new concept to me. Fuck. Innovative shit, man. Awesome. Punching in my video game? Awesome, man. Great. Fucking phenomenal. I love this game. It's fucking fantastic. I love not being able to hit things that doesn't make any sense for you to not be able to hit. Great.
Shut up
awesome.
and die.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Oh, and you think it's just with Belle here? You think I'm like just picking on Belle, right? Because Belle's like a really easy one? No, don't worry about it. Let's take a clip over here, Huntress, right? Let's take a look at her. This is fucking Huntress. She throws her fucking hatchet, right? As she fucking throws her goddamn hatchet, you can clearly see... sorry for the Dead by Daylight audio shit in the background. Hold on, I'll just fucking turn that shit down. That might have been annoying for that, but anyways. No, you can see in this clip right here with Huntress, when you aim your fucking hatchet, right, and you get ready to fucking throw the goddamn hatchet, and then you release, you can still adjust ever so slightly at the last second before it throws so that you can accommodate for like any like twitchy movements and shit like that. Say somebody just miraculously turned to the right or something. They gotta time that after it's thrown. Because if they do it before, then they'll just adjust to where you are and you get hit. Fair, that makes sense. That's how throwing shit works in real life. Like herp-a-derp, who knew that the object in your hand isn't on a rail system and it doesn't just go after you've thrown it. You know what I mean? You can it only goes in the direction that you've thrown it in after it's leaved your hand. It doesn't just go from the moment you pick it up. It's not destined to go in a certain way the moment like you pick up something to throw it, right? But apparently, in Home Sweet Home, for the devs on that game, they thought, nah, let's just make it about this. Which would be fine. There's a lot of other games that do similar shit. For an example, Overwatch. There's a lot of times in Overwatch where your characters will just throw I can't remember the guy's fucking name, and I don't really own Overwatch, but there's a fucking dude that has like a bunch of balls. I'm sure a lot of Overwatch fans know exactly what I'm talking about, but he kind of throws a ball at like light speed and it's like instantaneous, right? Well, at least that one makes fucking sense because the moment you click, that ball is there and it does damage instantly. So it's like you click on that survivor, bam, he does damage. In this game, not the case. You click on that survivor, and then there's a delay to throw it, and then there's projectile time, and then it ends. So you have to adjust your aim for where you think they're going to be exactly to the pixel, and you have to predict the you know, the arc of the fucking orb that you're throwing, the distance it's gonna travel at, the wind-up time to throw it, all that, you have to predict that, all that, before it actually happens to get the fucking hit. You know, but ironically enough, as bad as that sounds, that is the best killer in the game for actually getting consistent hits, because it makes sense. Right, you can actually fucking understand where they were going with it when they designed that, so you can kind of fucking wrap your head around how to make that work. But melees, I don't understand anything about the hitboxes, and I don't think a lot of other people do either. It makes no sense. Literally the only fucking way in hell that you have to learn how to fucking attack in that game is getting one of your friends to purchase this game and come with you on a fucking Discord call in a private lobby, allowing you to test exactly where and when and what scenarios can you hit people in, to then figure out when you can or when you can't. Otherwise, you are going in blind and you have no idea when you're gonna hit, and there's gonna be times like this where you get a fucking hit that you clearly shouldn't have, and there's gonna be times like this where you got a hit, or where you got a miss rather, and you clearly should have gotten that fucking hit. And that's that game. Now let's compare Prisoner over here to fucking Oni in Dead by Daylight, because their smash is very similar, right? In this game, with Oni, you drive forward, like you're running forward with your fucking ability, and when your thing comes down, when your fucking hammer comes down and you do the slam, if they're within the fucking cone, the AoE, who would have fucking thought you actually hit the guy? Because that's how fucking hammers work, my guy. If you hit the ground with so much fucking pressure that it actually does a shockwave, then getting hit with that shockwave would do damage to you. Who would have thought? That's how it works in Dead by Daylight. It's how it works in Friday the 13th. It's how it works in Last Year. It's how it works in every other asymmetrical horror game ever made to, you know, from mankind. That's how it functions. But not this one game. In this one game, no, it functions as basically a really shitty baseball bat, where you have to like jab a foot in front of you, and that's your attack. It's really stupid. So that's the game. Welcome to the fucking game. Right? That needs to get fixed. That's retarded. That's shit. That's fucking annoying, and that's unacceptable. That makes the game totally unfair. Another thing, check out this fucking Infinite. I'm not talking about like a soft Infinite. I'm talking about a hardcore Infinite, like one that like you can get hit, but it's gonna take you so fucking long to do so that the other guys, they got time. They got all the time in the world to just grind through all the objectives and completely ignore what you're doing and guarantee the win. It's one of those infinites that if two people do, it's game. You just Alt F4. It's the only option. If two people start using that infinite, Alt F4. Only option. Only thing you can do. That's it. That's the game. Welcome to the game. Awesome game, right? Flawless game design. Also, why is it when I'm playing Survivor and somebody goes into their phasing, you see this? Hey guys, this is an edit. I reviewed all of the footage I had on the game, and I ended up finding out that I couldn't find the like clips that I wanted to show you where the killer actually just like was perfectly fucking invisible, and then clips of where he actually wasn't invisible and the inconsistencies there. So I actually just wanted to take this moment and address that. That's the reason why you don't really see it on the screen, and that's also the reason why I just kept the infinite running on the screen. By the way, this entire infinite too, I just want to like really like drive this home. That whole infinite isn't edited at all. That's the entire fucking infinite. And I actually have another 2 minutes of running that infinite before that guy ended up fucking killing me. So 95% of that fucking thing, you could totally see how you can just use and abuse the shit out of that. And the only way that I've noticed that you can break that loop is you need like the stamina burn perk, you need to play Bell, and you need to be using up your phase, all of that abilities. You have to be spamming all that shit, right? And you have to know not to go in the red, otherwise you just cucked yourself over and bought him more time. So you actually have to make sure that you're just outside the red and spawn in, and then you can go in, try to get a quick hit in, and then when you get that quick hit in, then you're good. And then you try to drain their stamina as much as you can until they go through the loop and whatnot, until eventually they don't have stamina and they have to jog to the vent. And still, you'll get a hit in and they'll go through the vent, they'll have a little bit more stamina, and they'll be able to, you know, make another loop or so. But eventually, yeah, you will be able to beat them out with it. But the point that I wanted to make that this was an infinite is, if you don't run those exact 3 things, you will not be able to beat them in a reasonable amount of fucking time. You know what I mean? Like, you're still like, you'll run this loop and you'll still get your ass handed to you every fucking time. You're gonna go through all this and yeah, like, you're gonna run through all this, and by the time you do manage to get the guy, everybody gets out. And that's under the assumption that you're playing either Bell or you're playing either Nymph. If you play the Prisoner, you have no chance at beating that loop. Literally none. Because it's so easy as fuck to avoid that fucking chain, right? Because, like, he has all the stamina in the world there. It took him forever to actually fucking catch up with you. So all you had to do is just kind of wiggle at the last second to make him fucking miss it or move in a very weird way. And it's very hard for them to hit it. And then when they, like, they're gonna miss, right? You just go into the fucking thing. Or you round up to it and press E before you can actually get the thing in. And if he tries to commit to throwing it, then it misses and it doesn't count. And then he's gotta wait like 30 seconds while you just loop him around, and he's the slowest killer in the game, so you'll be able to do it. That's the idea. That's why it's so crap. That's why I don't like it. But yeah, no, so I wanted to point that out. And I also wanted to point out that that the invisibility thing, that, like, sometimes you can see him while he's just in his phase, which doesn't make any sense. Sometimes you can't. Other times you might be able to see or hear the fucking killer, like the terror radius, even though it's not a terror radius in this. But sometimes you will be able to hear the terror radius, even though, you know, he's supposed to be phasing, which is kind of a big issue, because the whole idea to it is it's supposed to be stealth. How is it stealthy if you can see him plain as day and hear him coming from a mile away? So that's just what I wanted to slide in here as my little edit. And I'm kind of glad that I had this little moment to, like, patch this up and catch it before I actually, like, ended up editing past this point. All right.